So this video serves as a suggestion to educators. After you watch this video, you know what it is about. So you can create a topic of discussion with your students, asking them if you had the chance to go on a fake vacation planted in your head as a fake memory, what where would you like to go and how would this trip or vacation look? And what features would it entail or would it include? So watch the video and get some idea about how to create a discussion with your students. This is the movie Total Recall from 1990. Do you recall Total Recall? Okay, anyway, so this movie was made long time ago in 1990, and there are some interesting features, some interesting neat sequences of the movie, like this one. They are walking behind the X-ray on the way to the subway, to the train, and they checked them for weapons because weapons were not allowed. Unauthorized weapons were not allowed. So it's well done for that time. They walk behind that and come out, as you can see, as real people on the other side. So on the train, the advertisement on the TV grabs his attention. Would you like to ski, but you're snowed under with work? That means you are so busy you cannot go. Do you dream of a vacation at the bottom of the ocean? Have you always wanted to climb the mountains of Mars and suddenly he gets more interested as soon as they mention Mars? And now he looks very interested as soon as they mention Mars, because we know in the movie that he has been to Mars before, but they have wiped out his memory. But he has some vague memory that he has been to Mars before. So it rings a bell. Mars rings a bell. Then come to Recall Incorporated. It's a company that plants memories in your head, where you can buy the memory of your ideal vacation. That means that you don't need to go to a real vacation. We're going to see that soon. And this is their selling point: cheaper, safer, and better than the real thing. The real thing means real vacation that can come with hassle, a lot of hassle about many things, danger, hassle. Don't let life pass you by. Call Recall for the memory of your lifetime. That means that you're going to get some sweet vacation memories that you're going to enjoy all your life. So the advertisement gets stuck in his head. At work, he asked his coworker, have you ever heard of Recall, where they sell those fake memories? Thinking of going there? And Douglas or Arnold, he says, I don't know, maybe. So he's very interested. The idea is very intriguing to him. So he is weighing the options. But his colleague advises him against going. He says that a friend of mine tried one of their special offers, but nearly got himself lobotomized. So lobotomized is undergoing lobotomy, a surgical procedure that involves severing connections in the prefrontal cortex of the brain to treat severe mental illness. So he discourages him from going there, from taking the trip. He advises against that. So he continues to say, don't mess with your brain. It's not worth it. So in the end, he decides to go. It was so intriguing that just he couldn't stop. So he goes to the company and he gets greeted by Bob. So he wants to know, you're interested in the memory of Mars, he says. So he is interested in Mars, obviously because he has been there before. But he thinks it is in his head because they wiped it out, so he's not sure. His memory is very vague, so he thinks he hasn't been there. But Mars gets his attention. It's very intriguing to him. So he says that if you want to go to the outer space, we would recommend going to Saturn. And Doc rejects that. The only thing he's interested in is going to Mars. The basic Mars package, it's going to cost him 899 credits. There is no mention of currency. The plot of the movie is in the future. So it's going to cost him almost 900 credits. And that's the cost for 2 full weeks of memories with every detail. So it's just memory. They are not going anywhere. They just plant it in your head. They plant a memory in your head for that cost, which is cheaper than going on a real vacation, especially to Mars. So that was for 2 weeks. And if you want a longer trip, that's going to cost you more because it needs a deeper implant. So he wants to opt for the 2 week package. He wants to know what is in it. And Bob is promoting his company. He is selling his company. He's trying to convince him and showing him the best selling points. When you go recall, you get nothing but first class memories. So these are not real. It's just memory. That's a memory of the things that you experience on the trip. These are first class memories, like private cabin on the shuttle on the way to Mars, deluxe suite at the Hilton Hotel on Mars. Obviously, there is a Hilton Hotel on Mars, and all the major sites. These features of Mars, like the Mount Pyramid and the Grand Canals, and the Venusville. Venusville is the city on Mars. So we know from the plot that Mars exists. Traveling to Mars exists, but it's very expensive. So the plot of the movie is a futuristic movie. At the plot of the movie, Mars is a travel destination, and there is a real city called Venusville on Mars. But it's very expensive, and he is busy with work. So if he really wants to go, he's gonna get away from work and pay a lot of money. So it's cheaper to get the memory implant instead. But how real does it seem to me with this memory? He says that as real as any memory in your head, you think that you have been there, like any memory that you remember from a trip. It's gonna be just as real as that. But Dog is very skeptical. And Bob says that your brain will not know the difference between the real memory and the fake memory. So you wouldn't notice, your brain won't tell which one is real and which one is not, which one was a real vacation and which one was not. And Bob guarantees that, or your money back, refund the money you paid. And then Dog mentions, how about the guy you lobotomized? Did he get a refund? So Bob convinces him that traveling with recall is safer than getting on a rocket to Mars. Anything can happen. It has risks. So it's much safer than getting on a real rocket, on a real shuttle on the way to Mars. So he wants to convince him that there is no risk. And he says a real holiday is a pain in the butt. So there are many moments in a real holiday that's very annoying, a lot of hassle, like delays, not being able to find a taxi or the hotel that you want, and many other things that annoys you in a vacation. But you won't have that with our implant, with our fake memory, because everything is going to be perfect. And these are the moments that are hassle in a trip: lost luggage, lousy weather, and bad taxi drivers. So he mentions that when you travel with Recall, everything is perfect. Everything is planned perfectly. The memory is perfect. There is no hassle because it's all programmed into your brain. So he wants to make sure he's selling the idea. What is it exactly that is the same about every single vacation you have ever taken? Dog gives up and he says, Bob says, it's you. You are always the same on every vacation you go to. No matter where you go, there you are. It's always you. It's always the same old you. You never change. You go as yourself. So wherever you go as yourself. So Bob suggests that you take a vacation from yourself. That means that stop being yourself. You go as somebody else. You go with another identity. And Doc is not interested, but he says, we offer you a choice of alternate identities during your trip. So Bob explains to him that you can go as a playboy or a sports hero, and then Doc Doc sees secret agent as an interesting option, and Bob likes the idea. You want to go as a secret agent? Let me tantalize you. So Bob explains what going as a secret agent entails. You are the top operative under deep cover on your most important mission. People are trying to kill you left and right. And then Bob throws in the extra feature that you meet this beautiful exotic woman. Again, it's all in your head. It's all programmed and implanted in his brain. This is the program for the vacation. So in his fake memory, he would meet a beautiful exotic woman. And Bob says, I don't want to spoil it for you. I don't want to tell you exactly how it's gonna go. You're gonna experience it by yourself, but actually in your brain, in your head. But by the time the trip is over, you get the girl, kill the bad guys, and save the entire planet. And Bob sounds very convincing. He wants to actually, at any cost, persuade his client to take the trip. Now you tell me, isn't that worth a measly 300 credits? So that's cheaper than the option he had before. But I think that's an extra cost in this case. But anyway, that would be cheaper than a real vacation. And Dog is sold. He is sold. He is persuaded. Now he's very interested and he wants to go ahead taking the trip, or actually taking the implant. So he is getting ready for getting the implant. So this is very intriguing. You go on a vacation, much cheaper. It's all planted in your head as a memory. It's very futuristic. One day it can happen. One day maybe it becomes reality. So would you take a trip like this? Would I take a trip like this? Only as a memory, but it will mess up your brain. You don't know what is real and what is fake. But going to Mars, being planted in your memory that you think, and you tell people that you have been to Mars, but only a fake vacation. But you think you actually have because it all sounds or seems very real to you. That's the whole thing that the company is promoting. So anyway, that was one part of the movie Total Recall. And from here on, it's gonna many interesting things are gonna happen, but we are not gonna cover that in this video.